Okay, we're back, and right now I'm working on step 2 of the lab, which asks you first to create a frequency table, and it actually tells you to do it by hand. You can do this by hand, but you can also do it by Excel. And the second step is to create a histogram from this frequency table. So in this video here, I'm just going to create the frequency table, and I'm going to create a different video for the histogram. Okay, so in order to analyze the data in the height column, okay, we can just look at the data and try to understand like what type of heights I have, how many are like over 70 or like between, I don't know, 60 and 65. Okay, but it's a bit cumbersome to just go through this list. So in order to better understand the relationships between the different values in the data, I would create a frequency table and then a histogram. And you're going to see why it's better to analyze it using a frequency table. It's a lot more clear. So let me just copy the height as we did last time to a new sheet here and just do Control V to paste it. Okay, so to create a frequency table, I can use Excel. I can do it by hand, of course, but there's, in your book you have the method to do it by hand, but Excel is much easier. So I just click in this data and I click on data and summarize with the pivot table again. So select table range, it's A1 to A36, correct. And you can also see this green line here, which shows that you have selected the correct range. And then I'm going to put it in the existing worksheet. And right here, I'm going to start it at C2. So here's my pivot table builder. I have the rows. I want the heights, the height values, and in the sum category, I actually want the count of each height. So I just drag this in here as well. Actually, see here it says sum of heights. I don't want the sum of heights, so I just right click on it and go to field settings, and I choose count. I want to summarize by count. Okay, so actually I created my frequency table, but notice here that it has all my values and a count for each value. Okay, this is not very helpful, and actually it doesn't fit with the directions of the lab, which says it needs we need five groups, right? So right here we have a lot of groups. Okay, we have more than 5. So what I'm going to do is I need to group these values and just click on one of these rows, right click and go to group and outline and choose group. See here it's starting at 60, ending at 75. You can change these numbers if you want, just as you would do when creating your frequency table by hand. And notice here that I have 15 values, okay, from 60 to 75. So this is the range of my data. So in order to have 5 groups, I would need to group them by 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. So I choose 3. And here it is. These are my groupings here. And I can see a count of each for each group. Okay, so see here that heights between 69 and 71 are the most. We have 12, a count of 12 here. Actually, you can change these labels here. Let me change this to frequency. Oops. What did I do? Frequency, and let me change this to height. Okay, so this is my frequency table, and I'm pretty much done. Okay, so see the next video for creating the histogram. Okay, thank you.